Hello and welcome to Group 4's presentation on Netnography presented by Aaron Losey, Tim Nilsson, Matthew Mailer, Daniel Nealman, and Ryan Reese. In this presentation, we're going to introduce you to Netnography, explain the type of data produced using the method, explain how it is applied in research, provide some real-world examples, and explain some ethical considerations when using this method. We'll then wrap up with a summary. Netnography is an online research method which originated in ethnography applied to understanding social interactions in contemporary digital communication contexts. Netnography is often referred to as digital anthropology and combines the vast scope of big data analysis with the embedded emotional insights of focus groups. It analyzes a broad range of digital conversations, interactions, and connections, including mobile, visual, and audiovisual data, and then drills down to the level of consumer stories and meanings. It focuses on deeper consumer insights that resonate on a human level. Netnography was originally developed in 1995 by marketing professor Robert Kosnetz as a tool to analyze online fan discussions about the Star Trek franchise. Since that time, the method has spread from marketing and consumer research to a range of other disciplines, including education, library and information sciences, hospitality, tourism, computer science, psychology, game studies, and addiction research. Netnography compiles and analyzes data about the free social behavior of individuals on the internet. The key is that this data is collected when consumers are behaving freely, as opposed to research surveys in which consumers sometimes respond to prevent embarrassment or please the surveyor. Netnography is similar to ethnography in many ways. It is naturalistic in that it seeks to study online social interaction by participating with and observing it. It is immersive as it involves the researcher as the key element in data collection and creation. It is descriptive as it seeks rich contextual portrayals of the lived experience of online social life. It is multi-method and involves a range of other methods such as interviews, semiotic visual analysis, and data science. Lastly, it is adaptable and can be used to study many types of online sites and technology-related communications interactions. Next, Tim is going to show us the type of data produced by Netnography.
Netnography produces qualitative data of its participants by observing them via online interactions in communities. Primarily, this is done by observing photographs, audio, video, or textual interactions of the participants. The researchers are also able to download the communication and review the source information after the occurrence. Most of the data is captured computer-based and considered secondary data. It is typically used because it tends to be cheaper and more timely in just how much data can be accessed from online resources, and also determine the number of participants in any given community or interaction. Most of the time, the participants are willing to give more information and answer additional unasked questions as they are not influenced or biased by the interviewer or the observer, as they typically don't see or hear from them. Netnography can also trend the data captured over several years and constantly review and compare that information. There are 3 additional methods of collecting data, both the archive, elicited, and field notes. Matt will now review how it is actually applied.
Netnography is applied as a marketing research tool in a variety of ways. Initially, a business uses it in steps of redefinition, media mapping, digital participant observation, hermeneusis, and representation. Netnography assists companies to communicate, brand, and profit using social media. It gathers brand perceptions and brand positioning for companies through big and small data with ease. It can gather consumer trends that are happening today and predict what those trends would be in the future. Netnography also has an outstanding track record in helping companies with new product development, as well as guiding creativity and shared value creation. Through the social media data, Netnography can group and communicate to consumers by targeting their common needs, interests, and priorities. Not only can it use social media for information, but it can also help develop a strategy to effectively use social media to increase brand exposure moving forward. Lastly, it helps with building emotional connections with the consumer through brand interactions and experiences it knows will be successful. These are all huge benefits to marketing research that is applied by gathering big and small data through netnography. Here are some brief examples where netnography applied has helped in developing new products and new markets. Next, Daniel's going to go over in detail one of these examples.
In 2010, Campbell's Soup began to feel its market relevance sliding. As creative energy and sales moved away from newspapers and televisions and onto the internet, Campbell's Soup stayed behind. We used to be really relevant with consumers around meal planning. We became less over time, says Sierra O'Connell, manager of consumer insights. Campbell's turned to netnography to try to understand where the customers were expressing their ideas, successes, and frustrations, and in return, how Campbell's could increase its online presence. Researchers began using netnography techniques, embedding themselves in online cooking chat groups, food forums, even non-food conversations. They wanted to understand their customers in an uncensored, unfiltered environment with no peer pressure and no restrictions. They were willing to throw back the curtain and see what was happening backstage and down the dark alleyways. What did Campbell's discover? A lot. They completely changed their website, engaging customers with helpful content in line with the changing lifestyles and attitudes they found in their netnography study. For example, Campbell's implemented a soup search for their online customers to help them make meals. Things like portion control, tips for busy cooks, search by mood, etc. They managed to reinsert themselves into the lives of their changing client base. Page visits rocketed from a paltry 120,000 page views a month to over 1 million. Back to relevance. Thank you, netnography.
The main ethical concerns regarding netnography are generally focused around what information is allowed to be broadcast on the internet and whether online forums are to be considered a public or a private site. In regards to netnography on the research side, cultural information may be given to the researcher without any specifics provided, which could then lead to unintentional bias or inconsistency. When analyzing social and cultural behaviors on the internet, this could lead to some cloudy bias and inaccurate depiction of cultures. Ethically, mankind needs to display the most accurate representation of a culture and could find themselves in deep water if the opinion of the individual outside of the culture does not give an accurate visualization of this specific culture provided. This is why accurate citing is a necessity within netnography and why researchers also must have accurate sources. The problem with accessing different websites with different privacy policies is that one needs to follow different protocols as well as timelines to inform and seek consent from participants. For this, netnography offers specific guidelines regarding the proper way to cite authors, how to ask permission, when not to ask permission, and how to navigate valid credibility for an ethical netnographic outcome. And in conclusion, netnography is an online research method which originated in ethnography, applied to understanding social interactions and contemporary digital communication contexts. Netnography compiles and analyzes data about the free social behavior of individuals on the internet. Netnography is similar to ethnography in many ways. It is naturalistic in that it seeks to study online social interaction by participating within and observing it. It also produces qualitative data of its participants by observing them over online interactions and communities. However, we must be extremely careful to not have a misinformed bias or portray cultural information accurately while utilizing netnography. Thanks for watching.